What's up guys, Kara here. Welcome to today's vlog. Happy New Year, happy 2020. Today is New Year's Day and I think it's gonna be a good year. It's always a good year, but this year I'm gonna be focusing a bit more on getting back into my fitness, kind of building back up my strength post-injury, post-surgery. So I'm going to be bringing you guys more fitness-related content on how I'm gaining my strength back. You guys asked for it, so that's what I'm going to give to you. So I'm going to take you through some of my workout today. We're at Crunch Fitness and we are hitting some back and biceps. And before we get into the video, be sure to hit that like button. Also make sure you are subscribed and you can hit the post notification bell as well. That way you guys are notified each and every time I upload. I am typically here at least twice a week to hang out with you guys, give you my top nutrition fitness tips from a registered dietitian based on science. So stick around for this, especially if you guys are new into your fitness journey, or maybe you're like myself and just trying to kind of get back into the swing of things. All right guys, gonna take you through my back and bicep workout today. Jason and I started with barbell rows, bent over rows, and we did 3 sets of rows. Back day for me is probably the one day that I feel like I am starting to work back up my strength because I don't know if it's genetics or just how my body is, but back is something that I feel like is my strongest point. So I've been able to kind of push the weight a little bit higher for back, but still I'm like keeping check with my form and not going too heavy just yet and really making sure I'm getting my form proper and really feeling the squeeze where I need to. Next we switched to an underhand grip, so I needed to go a little bit lighter for this. I'm definitely not used to doing an underhand grip for a lot of my back movements, so this was really good to kind of incorporate in and engage, you know, your muscles a bit differently. Every time you switch your grip, you're kind of engaging things a bit differently. So we did 2 sets of underhand grip rows. With switching to the underhand grip, with engaging different muscles, it also just kind of opens your shoulders up a bit more. And for me, recovering with the shoulder injury, I'm just really trying to hit my upper body as many ways possible. Everyone kind of scared me about getting frozen shoulder, so I'm just really trying to make sure I'm doing everything I can with my upper body movements to just kind of open things up essentially and build back up the strength of everything, all the muscles, all the stabilizer muscles, all the major muscles. Moving on, we went to lat pull-downs and we started first with an overhand grip. I believe we did 3 sets of the overhand grip lat pull down. Again, this is a movement that I feel like it's a stronger movement for me, but I'm still just being mindful because with my shoulder, that stretch that I get when I do the pull up, like I can still feel it in my shoulder. It's not a pain, you guys. It's okay for me to work through it. My PT has given me what movements are okay and not okay. So even though I know I can go heavier than this because I just feel like I have very strong lats, I'm kind of pulling back a little bit still just to really make sure I'm pulling with my lats and not doing anything to compromise my shoulder, because if I just jump in there real heavy without being properly warmed up, that's really going to risk me to get injured again. And I'm trying really hard to be mindful of that and, you know, not go too hard too fast. We then switched our grips to a neutral underhand grip and did 2 sets of this with the lat pull downs. And I do love lat pull downs. There's so many different variations you can do. Switching to that underhand grip, you are, and also going more neutral, you're engaging the bicep a little bit more too, which is what's nice about doing back and biceps together on the same day. With this movement, I did have to go a little bit lighter, being a grip that I'm just not used to. Going a little bit lighter just ensures that I'm getting proper form on this movement. This next movement was a little bit unconventional. This is something Jason showed me to hit the rear delt. And this is kind of nice, you guys, too. If you're new in the gym and you don't want to be bebopping all over the place, you can find something like a cable machine and do multiple movements all in one spot. So this was our 3rd movement here, and hitting the rear delt using that same lat bar, pulling down with a wider grip, but just really, you know, I wasn't like focusing as much on really like squeezing the bar. Like I was kind of keeping a little looser grip, if you will, and ensuring when I was pulling back that I was really pulling and feeling the squeeze with my rear delt. I sometimes on rear delts like to pause for a second and hold that squeeze. and rear delts have been huge for my recovery. Did a lot of rear delts in PT, so incorporating rear delt movements and really just strengthening up that area is just overall going to help me as I'm gaining my strength back. Next, we moved over to a standing lat pull down, taking a different hand grip. I did a bit more of a wide grip on the bar, and you guys, this is going to look different for everyone, so I just want to remind you of that, because sometimes when I'm working out with Jason, I try to put my hands in the same spot as him, and that doesn't make sense. He has the wingspan of Johnny Bones Jones. I do not. I have short arms, so your wide grip is going to look different. It doesn't have to be the same exact placement that you see that I have here. We did 3 sets of this. I did go a bit lighter again because yesterday Jason and I worked chest. My chest was very sore and I definitely was feeling weak at this point of the workout. After that movement, we moved on over to the dumbbells and did a dumbbell row variation here on an incline bench. This is a movement Jason and I learned a long time ago with Mark years ago, and it's just like a really nice movement. I really try to make sure I'm kind of pinching my scapulas together as I'm rowing back. And I don't know, this one just feels really good, but at this stage of the workout, I was feeling very fatigued. I felt like we hit back very well. So we just stuck with 2 sets of these, and I just kind of made sure I was squeezing as much as I could until I couldn't squeeze no more. So we completed our back portion, went into biceps, and definitely didn't take much rest with bicep. Jason showed me this bicep movement you guys are seeing. I don't really know the name of it. Just the placement of your fingers under the dumbbell like that. And then for me, I've realized that really ensuring that my elbows are pinched not only to my side, but almost putting them in the front of my body a bit for me and my arm type, if you will, I feel like engages my bicep better. So I've been noticing if my arm movement, if I'm really not like in the right spot and really thinking about the mind muscle connection, I end up working more forearm honestly than I am bicep. So it's really important for me and for you guys as well to just make sure you're feeling it where you should be feeling it, and that may look different for everyone based on where you pin your arms. But that movement was killer. So we did several sets of those, little rest, switching up the weight. I mean, I went heavy and then kind of worked my way down until I couldn't feel my arms anymore. And after that, we moved over to the straight bar incline curl. For myself, I did keep my arms pinned more in front of me. I used to not do that, but I really feel it with my arms pinned in front of me. I was trying to do more of a negative with it, even though my arms were fairly burnt out after that one set of the first movement of biceps. I was really just trying to get that squeeze and kind of work the negative down. Sometimes with straight barbell curls, it's hard for me to find the exact weight. 30 pounds feels good, but like I could go heavier, but 40 is too much. So in that case, if you're kind of struggling in between weights, you can always work the negative to get a really good burn in the bicep. And we finished off with an incline dumbbell curl. I did 3 sets of dumbbell curls, just using 10. This is one movement right now with my shoulder recovery that like I can feel like my arms just don't feel right. It doesn't hurt. I don't know how to explain it. It just doesn't feel right. So I kept it at a lighter weight for bicep curls and just really focused on the squeeze, ensuring that I was using my bicep, that I wasn't throwing any of my shoulder into it, keeping my arms pinned to my side. And that workout was killer. So I hope you guys give this workout a try. We'll have all the workout deets down in the description box for you if you want to screenshot it. All right, for a post-workout meal, Jason and I came to Blueberries Bagels. I know you guys may be like, you're being fitness, you're being healthy, you shouldn't be eating bagels. I totally disagree with that. This is kind of a perfect post-workout meal, at least for myself. I got a whole wheat everything bagel. It's their skinny, zesty sandwich, I believe. So I got 2 egg whites on it, turkey sausage. It does have like a sun-dried tomato spread and a little bit, a slice of cheese, I believe. So it ends up being a really nice balance of carbohydrates, protein, and fat, which is kind of perfect post-workout. I really like to make sure I get in enough carbohydrates because I am trying to gain back any muscle I lost. So carbs post-workout are a good thing to have, you guys, to get those shuttled into your muscles. They do the option here of like a skinny bagel if you want, but I wanted the full bagel, so and it's delicious. I love bagels. There's nothing wrong with them, so don't fear the bagel. Back at home, guys, we took a little trip into Wegmans to get on top of grocery shopping for the week. Didn't need a ton, but I thought I'd share with you some of the staples that we get, and they're all pretty simple things. So one thing that we'll start with, like I don't call it unhealthy, you can have your own opinions, but I do like some diet soda here. This is Fresca. It's just a diet soda, obviously. I like having it on hand because I sometimes, I do drink a lot of water, but at night, sometimes I just like a little treat. I like a little flavor. I'm not necessarily hungry, but I'm just wanting some kind of mouth satisfaction, if you will. Soda does it for me. So I like having it on hand, but I do try to drink more water than anything else, first and foremost. For proteins, we always stock up on ground turkey breast. This is Jason's favorite, so he probably eats it more than I do, I would say, but usually what we do with these, it's a pound in here, so we'll separate it into 4 patties, 4-ounce patties, and then throw it in the air fryer. I know people are like, what, cook your meat in the air fryer? Yes, girl, cook your meats in the air fryer. It turns out delicious. And turkey burger can be dry as shit and like, ugh. But surprisingly in the air fryer, it like helps it retain its moisture, but gives it like a little crisp on the outside, so it's really good. So we always usually cook one of these up to have some ready to go protein on hand. For other proteins, we grab some 95.5 ground beef. I don't get this all the time, but like I would say like a couple times a month we'll grab a pack of ground beef just when I'm craving it and I feel like I want some red meat. And then we got some organic chicken breast, the boneless chicken breast. We'll throw this in the slow cooker. That's what we've been doing for like probably 2 years now, I would say, and I'm not getting tired of it. We actually don't flavor it in the slow cooker. I get asked that quite a bit. Usually just put it in there with some water, let it cook. And the reason why I don't flavor it is because then you've committed to all your chicken tasting the same. And I'm someone that needs different flavors. I need variety. So I like having it plain, and then if one day I want barbecue sauce on it, the next day I want salsa, the day after that, I just want to mix it into all my vegetables and squash or something like that and season it. You have different options there. So I suggest keeping it plain and flavoring it after. And believe it or not, the chicken tastes and stays fairly moist just slow cooking it in water. You can do chicken broth or something like that, but honestly when I've done it that way, I haven't seen a huge difference in like the moistness level or the flavor of it. So up to you. In terms of produce, got quite a bit. You already know. You already know if you've been here. Shaved Brussels sprouts. They're just my favorite, and it's handy that Wegmans does carry them already cut up this way. You absolutely can do it yourself, but this, I don't know about you, but this would take me forever. So we bake these in the oven with just some Mrs. Dash tomato basil garlic. This is our favorite, so we always stock up on this. This flavor can be kind of difficult to find. We're fortunate we can find it at Wegmans, but I don't know where else you can get this flavor, but if you can find it, get it, grab it, tastes good on everything. Other produce I got are some butternut squash. I did do the organic and the already diced up kind just because I don't feel like, sometimes it can be a deal cutting up a squash, so I just wanted to have this ready to go so I can throw it in the oven. I like doing this in the oven. Over the air fryer, I like coating it with just a little bit. You can do regular maple syrup or sugar-free maple syrup. A little bit of Splenda brown sugar on it, and it kind of caramelizes, gets extra sweet, and tastes so good with chicken. Need to try that. Also grab some asparagus. Jason eats this more than I do, so that's mostly for him. He eats it like every day, but asparagus is super good as well. And then Wegmans had, I always eat bell peppers. That's one of my #1 vegetables. I would say bell peppers and Brussels sprouts are kind of my staples. So find what vegetables you guys like, you know you'll eat week to week. Get those, but add variety too, obviously. But tried and true for me are bell peppers. Switching it up this week with the seedless sweet peppers, just the smaller ones. These are kind of fun, a little bit quicker and easier to cut up, throw in a salad, or just eat them by themselves. They taste really good. And I've been doing pretty good with my salads and like not wasting salad stuff. So either I make it up at home in a big bowl and keep it here, or sometimes I just literally take my shit to work. I have a home style fridge at work. I'm fortunate for that. It's not my own personal fridge, you guys. I share it with the business office, but sometimes I just throw it in there, and then when it's lunchtime, I just take a salad, I take a plate and make up my salad. But if you don't have that luxury, then get it ready at home. Usually just do some kind of spring mix. This one's spinach and spring mix, and then I've got some mini cucumbers. These are really fun and easy. I don't peel them, that's the word. I don't know why I lost that word. I don't peel these guys, I just chop them up, toss them in a salad, you're good to go. And really good with the mini sweet bell peppers too. For fruits, we got a big bunch of bananas. Those are mostly Jason's, sometimes I have them too. It just kind of like depends what mood I'm in for a banana. But a bundle of those. And then I wanted some clementines, but I didn't want a huge thing of them, so I got these, they're called seedless mandarins. They're like little teeny tiny ones, so I'm hoping they're nice and sweet and juicy and delicious. Jason wanted some organic apples. They look, yep, they're Honeycrisp apples, so we grabbed those. Not a produce, but protein I forgot to mention. We're gonna try these out. Wegmans has raw wild-caught shrimp, extra jumbo. We've kind of been snobby and buying fish every week from the fish truck, but now that it's after Christmas, he's not here anymore, so we're gonna try these out, see how they are. Most likely air fry them. Shocker. And then we got some organic frozen blueberries. We use these pretty much every day. I've been doing smoothies. We actually just got a new Ninja blender for Christmas, and it's crazy. Like, I didn't realize how much we needed one. And the way it blends your smoothies compared to our old one, it's like not even on the same level. It's so deliciously blended, if you will. But I've been loving my MTS Nutrition black raspberry whey mixed with the blueberries, and it just makes a super tasty blueberry protein shake. I've been doing that more so at nighttime if I still have protein left over and need a little something, but I'm not like hungry for a big meal. That's kind of like a nice staple for me. And it's just a good way to get in antioxidants in blueberries, because unfortunately, being in New York in the wintertime, I always want to grab, because I usually do organic with the berries just because of the dirty dozen, but like organic strawberries, blackberries, blueberries, raspberries, they're so expensive this time of year in New York, and they usually taste like crap because they're not in season. So this is the time of year that I like to switch over and do more frozen when it comes to my berries. They're just as good for you guys. You can get just as much of that nutritive value from them being frozen, because they're typically froze at the peak of ripeness, so they could potentially even provide you with more antioxidants than if you're eating it fresh, because you just don't know how long it's been sitting there. So don't discriminate, frozen's all good too. In terms of more carby type stuff, we just grabbed a few bags of the ready to eat rice. I've got the jasmine, Jason's just got some long grain white rice. I've been on a major bagel kick lately, if you haven't noticed. And there's something for me that's just so satisfying about a bagel, so why deny myself that? Great source of whole grains, fiber, you get a little bit of protein in there too. Wegmans does a soft whole wheat bagel, and it's just, I love it. I love having these on hand. And last thing we grabbed is the Starbucks iced coffee blonde roast. It's just like a cold brew unsweetened coffee. This is nice to have on hand. Jason works from home, so sometimes like a mid-afternoon little coffee, he can just have one of these. And believe it or not, getting something like this is way cheaper than going to Starbucks and actually buying a cup of coffee. So even though it seems a little expensive, I think it's like $4 or $5 maybe at the grocery store. It does save money compared to going to Starbucks for a coffee. So like having this on hand just for a little afternoon coffee. It also tastes super good mixed with some almond milk. And then if you add a little protein to it, the pumpkin pie MTS New Way tastes really good in that too. Shake it up. You've got like a little kind of protein coffee frappuccino that's guilt-free. Only other thing I grabbed, I think this is the last of it. I wanted to have something sweet on hand. Nothing sets me up for failure than having nothing on hand that's sweet, because I'm just someone that enjoys sweets. I've always had a sweet tooth, so if I don't have something I'm able to kind of curb that craving, then I'll just kind of keep eating to try to like satisfy it. Doesn't work so well for me. So I just go with it, and I know to have something on hand that's either sweet. I usually used to do like a brownie bowl using the protein. I used to use Provitam protein, but now I'll use like Planta or something. But you can do like brownie bowls, and you can have other things on hand. But sometimes I just want a piece of chocolate, and we know dark chocolate's good for you. This is the 92%, a little more intense, a little bit darker, but I like it. And honestly, just having a square sometimes is enough to curb the craving. And other times I just need to have something all out sweet, and I need to go have like a big bowl of froyo. There's nothing wrong with that too, but if I'm having a little something each and every day, having a piece of dark chocolate is a good way to go. So try that out if you're someone who has a sweet tooth that just needs a little something. That is going to conclude the entire grocery haul, and it's actually going to wrap up this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, got some useful tidbits from it. Again, be sure you are subscribed. I'm going to have more fitness content coming for you while I am getting myself back into shape this new year. So hope you guys join along for the journey, and I'll see you in the next video.